Minecraft is the biggest game in the world, amassing an insane 300 million sales. And in Minecraft, the biggest server is Hypixel, with a peak player count of over 216,000 players. This server consists of many games, from your classic PvP to even an MMORPG. But Hypixel, being the Goliath that it is, has some, well, let's say, dead games. Ones that might have been popular back in the day, but now are just hollow husks of their former selves. In this video, I will be talking about those games, discussing what went wrong, the current state of them, and if there is any hope left. First off, what even is a dead game? And the answer to that is not as simple as it seems. Some people might say the player count. Others think how active the community surrounding the game is. For the sake of this video, I will be using player count and the last time the game was updated. Now, let's run through the list of games. First up, UHC, standing for Ultra Hardcore. This minigame was released on December 20th, 2014. Player count, 8, last updated on September 20th, 2021. Its gameplay consists of PvP in a 1000 by 1000 block randomly generated map, with a twist where natural healing is off, meaning you can only heal with golden apples, regen pots, or killing players and getting their heads. The game also has a wide array of classes, perks, and ultimate crafts you can obtain with coins, the meta currency of the game. But the problem is that every craft is locked behind the system. Be it simple crafts like getting more arrows to even more extreme ones like a cheaper diamond helmet. Now, this was a good idea back in the day where everyone was new and didn't have all the crafts, but nowadays it creates a divide between veterans and new players. To be fair to Hypixel, they have implemented ways of getting more coins during the games with their network boosters and even cut the prices of the crafts. Enough about the crafts for now though. Let's talk about the gameplay itself. The lobby I joined didn't even reach half of the max players it was supposed to reach, leading to the game being sort of empty and barren. And when I finally did run into enemies, they just killed me with their fancy crafts and enchants. This could have been my fault for being bad, but the point still stands. And this gameplay loop just leads to a downward spiral. New players decide to check the game out, loot up for 20 minutes just to get killed by someone with more time and experience in the game. I'm not saying that the veterans should be punished for spending time. Actually, it's quite the opposite. I would like to see more boosts towards the newer players. So I propose this. Make really simple crafts just unlocked by default, and have a rotation of more complex crafting recipes unlocked for everyone for a certain period of time. For example, 1 week everyone can craft the dragon sword, and then next it changes to Hermes boots. This would make people look forward to something every week, and newcomers will get more familiar with the game. Cops and Crims, a Counter-Strike inspired game released on September 28, 2014. Player count 39. Last updated on August 7, 2020. In this game, two teams arm themselves with weapons to either defend or attack a bomb site, just like in Counter-Strike or Valorant. To not be shooting bows and snowballs or something, the Hypixel team made a custom texture pack of different weapons you can find in the game. Now, the gameplay of this is quite good actually. It doesn't have a meta sword like UHC, so you have an equal chance against everybody. But the mechanics are a bit finicky. For example, the recoil control is harder than other shooters cause your cursor doesn't follow where you are actually shooting. I won't be too harsh on that cause after all, the game is made in Minecraft. Another issue I assume is players leaving after getting killed, cause you have not one but 2 reminders that you will in fact respawn once the round is over. Honestly, the only things I can see that led to this game's downfall, which persists among all of these games, is the release of more simple and innovative games, the lack of updates, and also trying to copy one of the biggest games ever. Who knows, if the devs keep updating the game, it might just come back stronger than ever. Smash Heroes, a Smash Bros inspired game released on January 11th, 2016. Player count 19. Last major update, January 25th, 2018. This is one of the more unique games on the list. This game has you fighting other players with special abilities. with characters that are mainly inspired by Marvel, DC Comics, anime, or the internet. Just like Ops and Crims, it also features a super good quality custom texture pack. Like, look at this, it doesn't even seem like Minecraft. On top of that, this game is just so fun and fast-paced. I honestly have no idea why this game isn't more popular, cause it has the grindy aspect with the levels for heroes. It's not hard to pick up because within my first 5 matches I won. On the other hand, I see how this game could get repetitive, just doing the same things over and over. But that's just like any other game. If you enjoyed this video so far, why not leave a like and subscribe? I plan to keep making content like this, and it would be much appreciated. Warlords is a fighting game released on February 21st, 2015. Player count 39. Last update April 22nd, 2019. In this game you pick 4 different classes that have their own special abilities. There is also a weapon crafting system that allows players to have constant progression on a goal to work towards. Now, while the game looks cool, the gameplay is quite confusing. I can only speak for the capture the flag mode, cause that was the only mode that had any activity. You spawn in and just go fight, no explanation. And if there is one, I couldn't find it. And by pure chance, I got to play this game on Super Saturday, which maxes your characters and weapons level. This does sound good on paper, equal playing field for both veterans and new players. But it's not advertised anywhere in the server or the forums. So even those actual new players have no clue that this event is even going on. Which leads to the final flaw I see. New players aren't pushed towards these older games. Of course, I'm not talking about forcefully putting them in the games, I'm talking about incentives like if you win at Smash Heroes for example, you get a cosmetic you can use in the lobby. Honorable mentions: classic games and arcade games. Classic games are older Hypixel games that have been quote-unquote retired by Hypixel due to the lack of players. The funny thing is that some of these games have more players than the ones mentioned previously, and since Hypixel themselves kind of gave up on them, I decided to not include them in this list. Arcade games are just a bit too small to even include in this list. After all, they are just bite-sized experiences that you play with friends. But to be fair, some of them constantly have hundreds of people playing them, so let's keep them off this list altogether. So in conclusion, we found many things wrong with these games, like the lack of updates. For God's sake, Smash Heroes' last major update was 5 years ago. But I don't blame Hypixel for not updating these games. I mean, why would they? Why take the developer time just for a game that maybe gets a few hundred players daily, when they could just update their more popular games? And that leads me to my second point. In the summer of 2019, Hypixel released their own twist on the popular genre of skyblock. But unlike other skyblock games where you only stay on one island, Hypixel's version has you exploring massive areas with more of an MMORPG feel. And just within a month of it being released, it broke the record for having the most players on a minigame at one time. Now, why am I mentioning the most popular game on the server in a video about dying ones? Well, now let's jump to the present day. Skyblock constantly houses more than half of all the server's player base at one time. And why would the developers update some random old game instead of this absolute breadwinner? But to end this all off, I have a message for the Hypixel team. Please don't forget your roots just for some shiny new thing. Think about the countless friendships and communities these games have built. Think about the careers that these games kickstarted for many creators. And most importantly, think about the current players that are keeping these games alive. But it's not all on Hypixel. You guys have to step up too. I know that it's easy to just log on into Skyblock and grind those hours away. Trust me, I've done that. So, if you're just bored one day, why not just check some of these games out? They might not be the newest, shiniest thing around, and might be a bit buggy, but trust me, they are still a lot of fun. And who knows, if the player counts rise, maybe we will see more frequent updates. But if you disagree with me and think I'm full of shit, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this. This has been Dragons, and I will see you in the next one, alright?